Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Higurashi. Um yeah, first off, I'm a little sick, so if my voice sounds different or if I cough or whatever, my bad. I also have pink eye, but that doesn't really have anything to do with this, but luckily Higurashi's fully voice acted, so it's a lot less strenuous. But yeah, let's get right into this. For the first time, also New Year, Happy New Year. Let's make it a good one. Smiley face. For the first time, Rika-chan's dark eyes were illuminated by the flames of rage. When I saw her reaction, I made up my mind and answered her. Still bad ending.
それで、聡子は救われるんだな。
Rika-chan, should I? Now I'm like undecided. Like, what if this is like a long con? I should probably Google it. Mio, what's this called again? Miotut. That's not how you spell it. Miotsukushi. Forgot the Su. Maybe we should just go good. Good choices. Uh, does it matter? I don't know. We'll just get back to it, honestly. Reload me. Hold up. Let's do some tech here. So, we reload. And then we're gonna save again and put it, like, on the last file. And hopefully that'll, auto. I don't know. You can tell me in the comments if we're, like... What I want to know is, like, how long would it take, to do? Like, would this be, like, a whole, like... Because I remember the bad endings in, third console arc, Yodoishi, was like super, super long. Like, how long would this be? I'll just put it like here for now. Yeah, let me know. But for now, it'll just be good arc. I refuse. I'm saving her. Plus, this idea is really dumb, actually. I would definitely choose I refuse if I had to choose. Just because, I still think our idea is better. Stop Tepe from coming to the village by saving Rina. That's the master plan. And if, yeah. Hopefully they do that. Keiichi must think me a cold woman. POV switch. Honestly, I'm reluctant to do this, but I've been thinking it over since I saw Rina in the library. And in the end, this is the conclusion I came to. Satoto will be taken by her uncle Tepe, and she'll be mentally cornered. I'd always thought that was the worst case scenario. Whenever this happens, Keiichi and maybe Shion and Rena would almost certainly resort to violence to eliminate Tepe. And as a result, their guilt over the murder causes them to distrust everyone around them before ultimately destroying themselves. And since I'm unable to ask them for help, I ultimately end up getting killed by Takano's hands. See, I get it, because Minagoroshi, they save her, but the thing Rita is missing is it takes a lot of time to save Satoto the Minagoroshi way. It just takes way too much time, and you could be using it to prep for Takano. Because the whole like way they won in Matsubayashi is they had like so much prep time. But if you throw that away, I don't think you can beat her normally. Plus, it solves a lot of problems if you can like convince Mion to convince the Sonozakis to forgive Satoto like right away. Then you have like the Sonozakis on your side right away. It just helps. It speeds things up a lot. I thought that chain of events could never be broken, so anytime the world went in that direction, I simply called it bad luck and gave up. And yet, Keiichi spectacularly overcame that detestable scenario in the previous world through his own beliefs and actions. He saved Satoto and even beautifully ended the mistreatment the villagers used to give her. And then I realized the scenario I always considered the worst case possible actually brought me closer to the goal than any before it, because of the unification of everyone, yeah. In order to reach that, we have to abandon Satoto.
つまり、今は、聡子を見捨てろと。
When Keiichi said that, I couldn't hide my anger. Not against Keiichi, but against myself. For settling on such a helpless, pitiful, and ruthless idea. Would Satoto be angry if she knew the truth? Would she hold a grudge? Would she hate me?
対極的に見ればなんて勝手な言い分だと思います。だから僕のこの判断を正しいと認めてもらいたいわけじゃないのです。でも他にいい方法が見つからない以上この選択しか思いつかないのです。
The alternative way, I think I said last episode, is if you get the Sonozaki's trust, they can just like stop Teppei from taking her. Force him, because he's scared of them too, right? So it just like there's multiple ways to do it. But I guess we're just thinking the hurdle of the Sonozaki's is too great, but you already have Shion and Mion on your side, plus the whole marriage shenanigans with Keiichi and Mion. I think would already give them a better starting chance than last arc. Plus, Keiichi's liked around the village. In Minaguroshi, he wasn't that liked because of the whole not greeting Oryu properly.
だからケイイチ、あなたはこの先感情的にならないでほしいのです。それとそれ以外にもシーとレナはサトコを助けようと
It's
強行策
interesting
に出る
she's
でしょう。
mentioning Rena, because Rena, we never see Rena kill Teppei for Satoko's sake. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's some random fragments where she does. Sounds like Rena.
これを何としてもあなたの力で止めてもらいたいのです。だから
ダメだな。
Based.
み
Surprised Meep. Using Meep as a gesture of surprise is really funny to me. Meep? What the fuck? However, Keiichi retorted as though my bitterness was none of his concern.
リカちゃんの言いたいことは分かった。だけど、それって要するに駆け引きだろ？そんなの俺には似合わないし、したくもない。だから、リカちゃんの予言する未来が、たとえ本当だとしても、俺は悪いけど、ごめんだね。
ケイイチ、
You idiot.
サトコが村の連中から白い目で見られてるってのは以前聞いた。ダム工事の賛成派がサトコの両親だって話だよな。でもだからってその方法でしかあいつを救ってやれないってのは変だと思う。
Rita definitely has like problems thinking outside the box, which is fair. After you like die a bunch of times, you think you're trapped in a box and you just have to like quote unquote roll the miracle dice. But there's a lot you can do. She's just been like beaten down so much it kind of like affected her way of thinking.
他にもいい機会があるかもしれないし、それに俺は別に村の連中にそんなやり方で信頼されたいなんて思わない。
Base Keiichi.
村の人たちを一つにまとめなければ、こ
Yeah.
の先の敵と戦えない。
So let's do that before it happens. Either before Rina dies or before Teppei snatches Satoto.
その敵に勝てなければみんなが不幸になる。それでもですか？
言っただろ。俺はそんな運命信じちゃいないって。敵がどういうやつかはまだわからないけど、俺たちの幸せをぶち壊そうとするやつは絶対に許さないし、絶対に負けたりしない。そのためだったら村の連中を全員説得して回ることだってしてみせる。
I lowered my eyes while letting out a disappointed sigh. I thought he was an idiot, but not to this extent. Excuse
む
me?
しろ教えない方が良かったのかもしれま
Stop
せ
being a
ん。
Debbie Downer. This is like Hanyu in Minaguroshi. The Debbiest of all downers.
いや、教えてくれてよかったぜ。リカちゃんだってサトコを本当はおじの野郎なんかに渡したくないんだろ。
ならどんな手段があるというのですか？
Normally.
決まってる。
I don't know. I don't know. I said normally.
サトコがそのてっぺんに連れ去られないと、 リナの盗みを防ぐ方法を考えるさ。
I was slightly disappointed by that expected answer. I've been constantly considering that before coming here. I don't want to abandon Satoto. I didn't even want to think about seeing those empty, lifeless eyes again. I'll feel like I'm being torn apart. But I really can't find another way. How would we possibly make Rina Mamiya give up her plan without causing it to fail or succeed? I think that angle's a little hard, because no one really knows her. Unless, the best way is to think that the make the Sonozakis show that they're onto her and she might just cancel it. I was thinking more like, just tell, Shion or Mion to, not get her killed. But you can probably do the other way. Or you don't even need the Sonozakis. You can technically just put, like, some weird, like, hints or whatever that, to make Rina realize that she's being spied on. I guess you can technically do that without uniting the Sonozakis.
ケイチ、盗みを防ぐと言ってもリナを殺させず、しかも成功して沖宮から出ていかないようにするためには、そうなると
Oops.
警察や園崎組の関係者にも相談できません。どうやって防ぐつもりですか？
Thinking emoji. I feel like that's not even true, but whatever. In my response to my inquiry, Keiichi laughed and folded his arms, then grinned. How detestable. If he gives his usual, I'll keep thinking about it answer, I'll smack him with this bottle.
リカちゃん、忘れたか？サトコのためだったら力を確実に貸してくれるやつが部活メンバーにいるじゃないか。
And Shion just, oh yeah, I mean this could also work since Shion is a Sonozaki. I don't know how well known she is, but if you can make it known that like Shion is a Sonozaki to Rina and have like Shion like spy on her maybe, or even just confront her about it, it might work.
Me?
Meep? The question, I don't know, the questioning Meeps crack me up, dude. When I realized who he was referring to, I lightly sighed. I've already made my assumptions about how that scenario would play out. Indeed, there is a person with connections to the Sonozaki group and a desire to help Satoto under any circumstance. Shion Sonozaki, however,
C にどうやって伝えますか？
just tell her.
そもそも暴力団はメンツを非常に気にしますのです。
Well, obviously Shion doesn't give a shit about that, but just tell her it's for Satoto's sake, and, you know, she has Kasai, I'm sure they can work something out. Oh, just send Kasai in, dude, because Rina does know about Kasai. We know that from Sumi Horoboshi, when Kasai appeared and Teppei and Rina were spooked.
もし組の若い連中が金庫を狙ってると知ったら、それだけでも生かして返すわけにはいかなくなります。
I think Rita's underestimating the influence of the literal, you know, Sonozaki sisters.
そうなると結局リナは殺されるしかなくなるのです。
Heavy underestimation? That's not how you say it.
まあ普通に伝えたらな。でももしリナたちの計画が初めからなかったものにしてしまえば。
That's what I'm saying, dude. I said that it's the best way. It's the cleanest way, actually. And then they just never come to Hinamizawa.
言ってる意味がよくわからないの
Scare
です。
her into not doing it. I had no idea what he was talking about. Keiichi, what on earth are you thinking? I think that's like the obvious answer you're supposed to come to too, because this is like the rare time where the plan hasn't happened yet. So it's like the key part of the puzzle. But
ま、任せてくれないか、リカちゃん。俺にいい考えがあるんだ。
Keiichi let out a fearless smile after saying that. Well, when I looked at his face, the guilt I felt about abandoning Satoto and the distress I felt over my own helplessness seemed so foolish, so strange.
な、リカちゃん。
Excuse me. Against my better judgment, I nodded to him. Well, I guess it's fine. This boy proclaimed that fate was as flimsy as a thin sheet of paper. What kind of miracle did he have in store? That I wanted to see. Bow, bow. And we shall see. Soon. Rika-chan and I arrived at the location we discussed with Shion over the phone.
このブティックの角を曲がって。
圭一、あれなのです。
Zogambi the cafe. I looked at the shop where Rika-chan was pointing. Sure enough, that was the coffee shop Shion told us about. It's my ESP at work. The glass door was pitch black, so I couldn't tell what it was like inside. I've been to coffee shops with my parents on rare occasions. I don't think I've ever been to like a private like cafe. That's probably a lie, but like at least in like the last 5 years or something. I don't know, like a private like coffee shop, cafe sort of vibe. Obviously besides the big chains. But something about the atmosphere of this place seemed to drive people away. At least judging by first impressions, it didn't seem like the sort of place children would be at.
それにしても。
Leave it to Shion to pick such a weird meeting place. Otanomiya is a decent-sized town. I'm sure it has plenty of cute coffee shops that Shion would like. With that in mind, I took another look around just in case this was a misunderstanding, but I didn't see any other coffee shops. I told her we needed to keep this secret from Mion and the others, so maybe she's just being cautious? Well, whatever. There are signs taped to the dark windows saying that female customers get discounts on tea on certain days of the week. It's like happy hour for girls. But even with that, it's such an odd-looking, dirty little store that I can't imagine they get many female customers at all. As I pondered that, I suddenly noticed that Rika-chan was no longer standing by my side.
Rika-chan?
She's already in. I looked up at the store and saw Rika-chan opening the door and walking in without any hesitation, so I quickly followed behind her and opened the dark glass door. The bell attached to the door let out a dull sound to announce the new visitors. I was hit by a nasty odor the moment I stepped inside. Smoking stuff? Yeah. Never, I mean, obviously, I'm way too young for that. Can't imagine the days when smoking inside stores and restaurants was like a normal thing. Because even though, you know, well, I don't smoke. I mean, besides like joints sometimes. Which also smell nasty, but in a different way. But cigarette smoke to me is like the worst. I don't hate it. Like, I can actually stand it more than most people. But, yeah, it's definitely not a good smell. Especially like at a coffee shop, man. When you have like, when aroma at a cafe is like really important, I would think. The cigarette smoke made the air somewhat cloudy and muddy. It was less like a coffee shop and more like a pachinko or mahjong parlor. Nevertheless, in contrast to my clear hesitation, Rika-chan walked up right to the host behind the counter and looked up with her usual knee-paw smile. That must be like a weird sight for the host. What the fuck's this kid doing here? Oh, I lied. He's a professional. The surly-looking host didn't seem surprised or confused and gestured us toward the table in the corner. Probably because Shion's already here and they were telling, oh yeah, this really cute little girl is trying to come and hate you. Sorry. Pink eye sucks, by the way. I've never had it before. I've had bad, like, colds or whatever the fuck it is that fucks up the throat, but pink eye? It's not bad pink eye. I think it'll go away soon. It's pretty mild, I feel. It's day 2 with it, and it already is a little better, but it's still annoying. Anyways, Keiichi's still spooked. I looked around the seating area with the store. No matter how I looked at it, this didn't seem like a mere bar you visit to enjoy a smoke or a coffee. I didn't see any of the other customers, but there are plenty of used cups and glasses along the counter by the seats. At any rate, the host put 2 glasses of water that didn't even contain ice on her table. Yo, Keiichi's a hater. I actually don't... as long as the water is cold, I don't mind non-iced water at a restaurant. I feel like it's more common than not to get a cold glass of water without ice in it, unless they give you the whole jug. Then went back to the counter without waiting to hear our order and turned on the TV.
シオンもひどいところに呼んでくれたな、まったく。
Yo, Keiichi is rating this a 1 star on Yelp, confirmed. I blurted that out in a voice just quiet enough so the host couldn't hear. Remember in... Oh my god, I don't know if you guys watched the live act. It was one of the live action adaptations. Which I watched both the TV show and the movies on the channel. You can find them. But there's this really weird scene where they went to this place, I assume in Sumi Horoboshi arc. And there's like this weird eye patch girl who looked like totally weird and like was like a witch or something. Like I thought it was like an Easter egg. I had no idea who the fuck that was. I don't know if you can find it. It's kind of hard to find those movies and TV shows, but that stuck with me. I'm like, what are they cooking right now? It had nothing. It never came back in the story. It was just like this really weird character that was purposely weird. Alright, anyways. There were rain stains on the table, and it was apparently covered in dust. It didn't seem like it was wiped down at all, so I was hesitant to even rest my elbows on it.
Keiichi.
Hello, Rita. I feel like it's been a while since we saw her dress. Rita-chan took a sip of her water and glanced over at the host, then leaned forward to move in closer to me. The smile on her face immediately vanished, and she stared at me with a serious expression as she spoke.
本当にケイイチに任せて大丈夫なのですか?
Well, it's clearly better than leaving it to you, Rita. I'm joking, but yeah, we're good.
ああ、もちろん。
Hold up. Sorry, just remembered. Take a note of something.
とりあえず練習はしてきたけど、リカちゃんも危なくなったらフォローよろしくな。
僕には先に教えてくれてもいいと思うのです。
Didn't tell Rita the plan is interesting.
内緒にしても意味があるとは思えないのです。
Rita-chan furrowed her eyebrows as she said that, like she was in a bad mood. I haven't yet told Rita-chan about my secret plan to ask Shion to help in stopping Rina's scheme before it even begins. Part of it was because I still wasn't quite confident in it, but that wasn't the only reason.
正直、俺はまだリカちゃんの言う運命ってやつを信じてない。
He's testing the waters.
だから見ててくれないか。リカちゃんが思うよりも運命は簡単に変えられるものだって証明してみせるからさ。
You showed us this before.
ケイイチは僕の言うことをまだ疑っているのですか？
いや違うな。信じてるからこそ変えられるってことを証明したい。
Rita needs to be a believer.
別に我慢して受け入れなくても選択肢は山ほどあるってことをな。
わかりましたのです。
Rita-chan whispered that in response, seeming to be convinced for the time being.
それにシオンだってサトコのことが関係してると分かれば真剣に話を聞いてくれるはずだぜ。そのことを
I believe
ちゃん
that
と教
too,
えておいた方がいい
obviously.
かもな。
I think we're Gucci. I feel like Kasa is gonna come along too, and he can handle things on that end, probably. Shion is usually teasing and making fun of her, but she does really care about Satoko. That's why Satoko is genuinely interacting with Shion, even though she acts irritated on the surface. And because of that relationship between them, I felt it would be best to speak frankly with Shion. Rita's a Debbie Downer right now. She'll get some pep in her step after Keiichi takes the W for sure though. But Rita-chan didn't seem to agree with that. She was hanging her head like she was troubled.
ケイイチは知らないと思いますが C は目的を一つと決めたらどんな手段を選択することも迷いません。そんな C がもし聡子を苦しめた、あるいはこれから苦しめる相手がいると知ったらどうなりますか？
Here's the thing, Rita. You gotta realize that doing it peacefully is a way to make Satoto not suffer, right? You just gotta open your mind up.
きっと間接的なやり方より直接的な手段を選ぶでしょう。
That's why we're here to steer her in the right direction.
もっと確実で一見効率的だと思える。
直接的、それって。
Classic Shion. The good old days. But that was a totally different Shion though. She never did anything crazy post-reform. But I guess she was Donna. A terrible thought flashed through me in an instant, and my spine froze over. It was like an awful nightmare. Maybe I experienced that in another world? And as if to confirm that, Rita-chan looked up at me and nodded.
リナさえいなければ、鉄平さえいなければ、そう考えた先に行き着く結論は、今圭一が思いついたものと同じなのです。そして不幸を回避するために選んだはずの手段が、さらに別の不幸につながってしまう。
リカちゃん。
そんな世界があったのです。
Rita-chan had a meek expression as she said that. The look on her face seemed like she was remembering something so painful that my chest ached just looking at her.
じゃあ、聡子のことは黙ってるのか？
教えてもいいのですが、C の間違った優しさに火をつけかねない。
You just gotta tell her the full plan, have a solid, non-violent plan, like, I feel like it's doable.
それだけはどんなことがあっても絶対にダメなのです。
リカちゃん。
C に暴走をさせないことも今日の話では大事なことなのですよ。
Like usual, I didn't understand the intent behind Rita-chan's words, but I braced myself again after seeing her like that. Right, whenever I believe what Rita-chan told me or not, if this Rena woman's plan Damn, I just got 2 blades of boy bawang. Never tried it. It's like a Filipino snack. It's like a corn kernel that's like half popped and fried. It's not like popcorn. It's very crunchy. It's very good. Got hot garlic and chili cheese flavor. Classics. Anyways, that was cool. We just put that down. Right, whether I believe what Rita-chan told me or not, if this Rena woman's plan comes to fruition, she'll probably disappear from Otonomiya regardless of success or failure. And as a result, Teppei will return to the Hojo household and take Satoto back for his own livelihood. According to Rita-chan, Satoto's life with her uncle last year was so far beyond awful that the word didn't cut it. Even now, I was still somewhat skeptical of Rita-chan's story. Still, what if there was even a 1% chance that Satoto would suffer this misfortune? And what if I could prevent that misfortune through my own actions? I don't even need to think about it. If Teppei Hojo is erased from this world, it'll come to an end.
いかんいかん。
Yeah, you gotta think of the big picture, Keiichi. It's not the perfect world if you get caught, or Shion gets caught, which, to be fair, it's kind of harder for Shion to get caught, but she has like so much backup, but yeah. Do not become a killer. Killing is bad, I know, hot take. I shook my head to cast aside the idea that just came to mind. It certainly feels like a good idea, and it seems like the quickest and most efficient solution, at first glance anyway. Nevertheless, I thought it over again. Was that really for the sake of Satoto's happiness? I said I was doing it for her sake, but somewhere deep in my heart, I heard myself screaming that was just to justify my guilty conscience.
そうだな。とりあえず俺に任せてくれ。
Meep.
Now, from here on, it's my game to win or lose. As I began to think that, I heard the clatter of the bell on the door. Shion? Mr. Lanky. Dude, it's so funny how they made him so lanky in this, but in his other sprites, he looks good. This one just looks so stuffed, but I love it. You know, I'm a console enjoyer, okay? Console sprite enjoyer. They've definitely opened up more to the OG sprites, watching Jat streams and stuff. When I glanced at the entrance, it was someone else, a rugged-looking man, perfect for a store like this. He was fully dressed in a black suit, with black sunglasses to hide his eyes. His clothing and harsh look made it obvious that he wasn't your average civilian. They were clearly an unusual form of intimidation. Even though I say he looks like a bad guy, he's not on the same level as delinquents or scary people. He clearly had the aura of the Yakuza. When the host noticed the man, he rushed to turn off the TV, then rubbed his hands together while greeting the man, with an expression completely unlike what he showed to us.
どうもいらっしゃいませ。
It's his rep, bro. Could he be a regular? Or was there some hierarchy to their relationship? The man in the suit calmly looked over the store, then looked up at the menu board hanging on the wall. Oh, his girly dessert thing. I forgot about that.
はい。何でしょうか。
Sweat ran down the host's forehead. He did his best to plaster a tense smile on his sweaty face. He's the host of the store. He should be used to the sort of people who lead an underhanded life. This must be somebody special to make the host this nervous.
あれだ、はい。
Cute.
スイートなんとかというのは今日はやっているのか。
Sweet and girly dessert enjoyer. Honestly, I respect that. I like fancy desserts too, like parfaits, though I haven't had one in literal years. I used to, back in the university. Or like those like fruity alcoholic drinks. Listen, they're good, I swear. They're nice. What, you don't drink a blue Hawaii when you go out? I mean, I usually don't, but I don't mind them.
もちろんやっています。すぐにご用意しますので。
The host, who was clearly nervous about inadvertently saying something improper, looked relieved as he rushed to the other side of the counter. That guy just said sweets right now, didn't he?
やったー。最近ずっと食べてなかったんですよね。スイートストロベリーコンポートパフェ。
Dude, see, parfait enjoyer. I've only had a parfait once in my life, by the way. It was like a matcha parfait at a store that was just fully matcha. Like you buy matcha drinks and matcha like desserts and shit. It was pretty good though, but it was like in a mall far away from here. So I don't get it now, but it was good again when I was in the school in that area. I usually just got the matcha. I think it was a matcha latte. All of a sudden, I heard a bright voice that felt completely out of place in the atmosphere of the store. That voice.
シオン。
Surprise!
お待たせしま
It's
した。
your girl. Shion emerged from behind the man in the black suit, shouting in a lavish voice. With Shion's appearance, the atmosphere in the cafe seemed to brighten up in an instant. Shion and the man in the suit walked straight toward our table.
こんにちは、ナモです。僕たちも今来たところなのですよ。
Nano Desu. Shion sat down at the table, and the man in black took a seat beside her. He had such an incredible presence. He was emanating a heavy, intimidating aura.
なあシオン、
はい。
そちらのなんていうか、
He's scary and very lanky. Look at his arms, dude. He should have played some basketball. The wingspan kind of goes insane. I carefully scanned my brain, searching for what else to say. How did I describe this scary-looking Yakuza man? But before I could say anything, Shion put on a gleeful smile and waved her hand, then spoke up.
葛西のことですよね。ま、私のボディーガードとか思ってもらえればいいです。
ボディーガード？
Shion must be something of a big deal to travel with a bodyguard. I was once again reminded the power of the Sonozaki family, even in Otonomiya. The man she called Kasai adjusted his posture, then turned to me and lightly bowed his head, without even a hint of a smile. Wow, he didn't even drop his guard while greeting me.
葛西と申します。シオンさんがいつもお世話になっているそうで。
私がお世話してあげてるんですよ。そうですよね、ケイちゃん。
どうもはじめまして、ケイイチです。
I laughed ambiguously. I was still hesitant to look directly at Kasai while introducing myself, which is to be expected since he was twice as intimidating up close.
どうしました、ケイちゃん。
いや別に。
そんなに緊張しないでくださいよ。見た目は怖いけどいいやつなんですから。
Just don't be an enemy or you'll get shotgunned.
そうなんだ。
I'd be scared too on
私一
if
人
I
の
was
予定
a
だったんですけどね。
teenager and a gangster is right in front of me looking like that though.
図書館に変なやつがいるなーなんて思ってたら、これがまた偶然ってなわけで。財布代わりに連れてきました。
Oh, he was in the library. He was probably listening to Rina's plan, maybe. Sorry, did I miss that joke? Oh, walking wallet. I missed the last line. Walking wallet? How am I supposed to react to that besides laughing? Teehee.
ね、なかなかいい男だと思いませんか？リカちゃまも。スーツの男性は素敵なのです。
Enjoyer.
それにその先に関係があるお話なのでちょうどよかったのです。
It's actually pretty good for Kasai to be here. I feel like he can actually handle the situation.
その先に関係のある話？そうなのです。
Rika-chan smiled while looking back and forth between Shion and Kasai. Rika-chan smiled while looking back and forth between Shion and Kasai-san. Shion, on the other hand, tilted her head and shrugged her shoulders.
電話ではちょっと聞きましたけど、どんな話でしょうね。まあとりあえずスイーツでも楽しみましょう。
Shion called the surly host over and requested sweets for everyone, even for Kasai-san and me. Eventually, 4 colorful parfaits that looked as good as something from Angel More came out, and Rika-chan and Shion immediately began gleefully eating them. If the atmosphere of the store was different, they'd look even more delicious. As I thought that, I used a long spoon to grab a scoop of ice cream.
Huh?
The taste was actually above average. What a surprising discovery. Thinking about it, Shion should be pretty finicky about sweets after working at Angel Mort. So if it's something she specifically requested, then that pretty much guarantees the good taste, right? But it's such a bad fit for this store. Really, it's unfortunate. When I glanced at Kasai-san, he was gracefully sipping his coffee without touching his parfait at all. He's posturing. When did he even ask for that coffee?
どうです？意外にいけるでしょう。ここのマスターは見かけによらずなかなかの腕前なんですよ。
美味しいのですミパー。
ほら、葛西も一度くらい食べてみなさいよ。
お気持ちはありがたいのですが、今日はシオンさんの付き添いですから。
You know, this man's trying to put it in a doggy bed or something.
また次回、女性同伴で来た時に試してみますよ。
おー、言ってくれますね。葛西が同伴を許すような女の人って
Damn.
従業員以外でどんな人なんでしょうか。
What's Kasai's love life like?
ぜひ見てみたいものですよ。
Even after Shion's joke, I couldn't detect any reaction out of him except a slight smile on his lips. They seem to have a long relationship together, but more than that, I was able to see the depth and strength of him as a man.
で、
Uh-oh, spooky music.
今日はどんなお話なんですか？
Shion finished her parfait in no time, then spoke up. The atmosphere of this place hardened in an instant. That's right, we came here to talk about something important.
ああ、そ
Boy,
れ
this
が
music's giving me anxiety. So how should I explain it? You know about Tepe, don't you? We know Kasai knows about Rina. Should I? I don't want to answer Ron, bro. I'm just trying to make some saves. Please let me actually know how the bad endings work in this game. This whole page is gonna be just filled with bad endings. I should have saved this like slightly forward. I just have to did the time to stop though. Next time we will create Operation Stop Rina from the stealing the money plan. How will it go? Nobody knows unless you've read this game or read the arc already. Then you obviously know. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.